Good afternoon, everybody. For those that have not had a chance to catch a word with me and vice versa, my name is Graham Smith, and I'm honoured to be President of the IMI. And this, therefore, if you forgive the use of popular language, is my gig. So it falls to me to conduct affairs. Normally Adrian chairs the board, so it's my one time each year to step forward and do something formal and rather official for the IMI, and I'm delighted to do it. An AGM, as I'm sure you are all aware, is a fairly formal and can be a fairly dry undertaking. There's some stuff that we've got to get through which is of a formal and indeed legal nature. And to get us kicked off, we do have to formally convene and call the meeting. And so therefore, I'd like to invite our CEO, Steve, to come forward and undertake that onerous responsibility.
Thank you, Graham. Ladies and gentlemen, notice is hereby given that an ordinary general meeting, being the 94th annual general meeting of the Institute, will be held at Fanshaw's, Brickenden, Hertford today, on Wednesday the 28th of October at 2 p.m. We have received apologies for absence from Chris Harbert, MIMI, Tony Tomsit, MIMI, Steve Martindale, FIMI, Jerry Braddock, Honorary Fellow, Honorary FIMI, Kevin Finn, FIMI, and Richard Siney, FIMI.
Thank you, Steve. I'd now like to move on to the minutes of the meeting held 12 months ago, and I have to say it doesn't feel like 12 months ago at all. However, minutes were drawn up of that particular meeting, held at Fanshaw's on the 29th of October 2014. These minutes have been circulated, and I would like to ask you if it is your wish that they be taken as read, confirmed, and in due course signed by me. Everybody content? Yes. Excellent. And Anne and I have agreed that I won't be allowed out of this building without signing them. The next item involves myself, and it will be inappropriate for me to introduce it. I'd therefore like to invite Adrian, as chair of the board, to address this item.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The third item on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is the installation of the President for 2015 and 16. I'm delighted to say that Graham Smith has expressed his desire to continue in office, and on behalf of the board, I'm delighted to declare Graham President for 2015 and 16.
Moving now to the Vice Presidents for 2015-2016. I have to report that under the authority of Article 6.8, the Board has elected the following as Vice Presidents for 2015-2016. Professor Garel Rees, Director, the Centre for Automotive Industry Research, Cardiff Business School. Mr. John Neal, Chairman and Group Chief Executive of the Unipart Group of Companies. Mr. Ken Keir, retired from Honda in June 2013. Lord Brabazon of Tara, the House of Lords. Sir Michael Marshall, Chairman of Marshall of Cambridge. Mr. Peter Johnson, Chairman of the NFDA. Mr. Richard Martin, Chair, Integrated International Payroll Limited. Professor Jim Saker, Associate Dean, School of Business and Economics, Loughborough University. And finally, and not least obviously, Mrs. Sarah Sillers, CEO these days of the Institute of Advanced Motorists. On behalf of all members of the IMI, I'd like to thank our Vice Presidents for their continued support. Moving on to the question of the Honorary Treasurer. I have to report that under the authority of Article 6.8, the Board has elected Mr. Kevin Finn as Honorary Treasurer for 2015-2016. Moving on now to declaration of directors. On behalf of the Group Board, I'd like to welcome Mr. Richard Siney, Operations Director of Norton Way Motors, as a non-executive director. Mr. Alan McCrill, Managing Director, IMI Awards, stepped down as an Executive Director in March 2015. So for now, that's the formal stuff out of the way, and we will return to a little more of that. But what I would now like to do is to reflect back on the previous 12 months, and I have a presentation which I'd like to take you through. It will be supported with a few slides. And once again, let me start by welcoming everybody to this year's IMI AGM. I'm delighted to be here for what is now the second time as your President to talk about some of the highlights of the last financial year from the recently published annual report. It's an exciting and dynamic time to be part of the automotive sector. The industry has seen more change in the past decade than in the previous 50 years, and the pace of change shows no sign of slowing down. It has also been time of dramatic change for the IMI, with our UK CES funded activities now behind us. We've moved into a new era with a new look. We've reintegrated IMI Awards, expanded our international horizons, diversified our offering, and redefined the purpose of the IMI, all part of our 3-year strategic plan. So in line with that, I'll share with you a summary of the information from the 2015 annual report. The 3-year strategy, which began in April 2014, was designed to ensure the IMI will continue to support the automotive sector without government-funded projects. The consequent decline in our income shown on the next slide is the gap the strategy is designed to bridge. The financial strategy approved by the Board is supported by our reserves. It includes a planned deficit in year 1, a much smaller deficit in year 2, and a small surplus in year 3. Thereafter, as a result of our business transformation programme, the organisation is expected to move forward strongly. I'm happy to report that we outperformed the bottom line budget in 2014-2015, and thus far we are on track to deliver marginally better than the deficit planned for 2015-2016. As this revenue breakdown shows, it was another fantastic year for the awarding operation, which brought in a significant proportion of the £7.3 million income, standing at just over £4.8 million for the year. This income stream is a significant factor in the reintegration of IMI Awards into the IMI. Professional body and accreditation fees provided £1.7 million combined. The balance of revenue is made up from various sources, including apprentice certification and sponsorship from the sector. The rebrand was an integral part of the IMI strategy for growth, along with development of overseas business and diversifying our offer. Key to the new brand is demonstrating that the IMI is the authoritative voice of the sector by raising its profile, working with the industry to promote best practice, drive up standards, and encourage new talent into our exciting industry. The brand was officially launched in October 2014 and continues to evolve as the IMI transforms and adapts to new circumstances. The reintegration of IMI and IMI Awards, which I mentioned earlier, commenced in April 2014 and enables the organisation to develop new services and enhance existing ones, to forge new links between learners and business, and to open new international markets. IMI awarding has grown to attain a dominant position in the sector with a market share of 66% for overall automotive qualifications and 97% for apprenticeship certificates issued for the Sector Skills Council. The IMI offers over 250 qualifications, accreditations, e-learning, continuing professional development and quality assured programs. Another core aim of the new strategy is to add profitable business streams by identifying and exploiting new markets. To this end, the IMI has diversified into new areas, creating new qualifications for construction, plant maintenance, land-based engineering, and for vehicle restoration. It has been a year of significant change for all awarding bodies, with cuts in funding, major changes in government education policy, and much tighter regulation by Ofqual. However, IMI's awarding organisation has continued to grow its network of approved centres and adapt to the changing educational landscape. The number of centres has increased by 39 over the course of the year, with 600 as at the end of March 2015. This includes 553 UK centres and 47 overseas centres. Highlighting that confidence is gradually returning to the sector, the IMI issued 7,862 apprenticeship completion certificates during the 2014-15 academic year, a slight increase on the previous year. Through the awarding body activity, qualification registrations in England, Wales and Northern Ireland also increased, if only slightly on 2013-14. Quality assured programs and international non-regulated qualification registrations also grew. The 98% increase in international registrations was particularly impressive. The IMI approved centre survey was carried out in February 2015. Overall performance was excellent, with 96% of centres saying that the IMI continues to exceed their requirements or fulfills them completely, and 98% of centres would highly recommend the IMI to another training provider. The reintegration of IMI awards and subsequent rebranding of the operation relied on IMI gaining regulatory recognition and approval. I'm happy to report this has recently been achieved. Another element of both our new commercial culture and the diversification strategy is the achievement of growth through acquisitions. In March of 2014, the IMI successfully completed the acquisition of Automotive Technician Training, ATT, an e-learning system that is used in the training of light vehicle technicians in over 200 colleges in the UK and Ireland. The multimedia blended e-learning platform is used in classrooms by teachers and can be accessed by students from home. The platform covers the light vehicle qualifications up to level 3, and further development of the platform has already included resources to support body and paint. For many years, the IMI has had a presence overseas, and thanks to the appeal of the UK qualifications, these markets present us with the opportunity to expand the sale of our qualifications, accreditations, and membership internationally. One of our priorities is Malaysia, where the IMI has an established presence and staff on the ground. Building on last year's Memorandum of Understanding, signed with the Malaysian government, in which we agreed to deliver training support across a network of colleges in the region to enhance skills of the automotive workforce, we have been developing our media profile in that country. As we move on with this strategy, we will use the lessons learned in Malaysia to broaden our activities in new markets. Our newly appointed International Business Development Manager, Herbert Lonsdale, has already made significant inroads into South Africa and the Middle East and China, which I hope to report on in the future. IMI has a fantastic range of products and services, but our offer is complex and can seem confusing to those looking in from the outside. This is why we've committed to developing a cohesive product strategy that provides a compelling offer to the sector and supports professional registration. IMI accreditation continued to evolve in line with sector needs. Previously known as ATA and ANA, they were renamed to ensure consistency, create the direct link to IMI, and drive brand awareness. In conjunction with the Society of Operations Engineers, SOE, ERTEC continued to gain momentum with the heavy vehicle and bus and coach sector, resulting in an 88% increase in registrations over the previous year. Quality assured programs have also seen a healthy 65% increase in take-up compared to the previous year. One of our biggest achievements in 2014-15 was the launch of a common standard for automotive management and leadership across the sector. This standard allows professionals to transfer knowledge and competency as they move from one company to another. Early adopters involved in the project include Vauxhall, Toyota GB, Sytner, Marshall, and the fleet management company ARI. And of course, membership plays a significant part in the IMI's new strategy. In addition to our international ambitions, plans are in place to connect IMI learners with the IMI membership. As part of our ongoing efforts to make membership fit for purpose in the modern industry, 2014-15 also saw the development of new benefits for members, which were introduced at the end of the year. Last year saw a 95% retention rate thanks to refreshed renewal communications, and the IMI welcomed 590 new members. We had 13,181 registered members at the close of 2014-15. The IMI's member association network also continued to be core and much valued feature of membership. The 24 active MAs are run by volunteer members who, through their tireless effort, provided 121 networking and CPD events for members across the country. As part of the new rebranding and strategic direction, the IMI introduced a new core purpose which places the professional register at the heart of everything that we do. As such, the development and promotion of the professional register was a central piece of work in 2014-15. A refreshed professional register website was launched in December, and there are currently 40,000 automotive professionals, including IMI accreditation holders and IMI members. Enhanced optimization techniques ensure a high ranking in web searches for those looking for vehicle repairs, maintenance, and servicing. The Professional Register campaign was launched in December 2014 and included promotional radio interviews reaching 3.5 million people. The campaign activities resulted in a 238% increase in unique Professional Register website visitors and a 414% increase in organic traffic to the Professional Register website. As the voice of the sector, it is important for the IMI to take a strong stance on issues which affect those working in the motor industry. The embodiment of our commitment in this area is our campaign for the introduction of a license to practice for automotive technicians. The IMI believes this is the only way to ensure minimum standards are in place across the industry and to end the situation where businesses who invest in training are forced to compete on cost with those who do not. We took to the airwaves twice in 2014-15 to highlight this issue, conducting interviews in England and Scotland on over 25 stations, reaching nearly 3.5 million people. The story was later covered across the entire BBC local radio network. Our previous work under UK CES funding has allowed us to develop an extensive careers information, advice and guidance offering known as CIAG for everyone in the industry, from those expressing their first interest in joining a career as adults. 17,000 young people and 29,000 adults engaged with IMI CIAG resources, demonstrating that IMI has become a leading provider of careers information. The IMI continue to deliver free learning resources to schools. 606 schools used IMI's free motor industry themed teaching resources in 2014-2015, as well as employability skills resources and the work experience toolkit. The IMI Careers and Resources website received 97,000 hits in total over the year. We are particularly proud of our careers resources and believe these activities and achievements will go a long way to ensuring the industry has the talent it requires for a profitable future. The UK's best young automotive talent in the fields of auto body, auto refinishing and auto tech competed for gold in the final of the IMI Skill Auto Competition, which took place at the Skills Show held at the NEC Birmingham from the 14th to the 16th of November last year. Over 75,000 visitors, which I was indeed one, attended the show, and an excellent show it was too. We are always grateful for industry support for the IMI Skill Auto Competition. This year, key companies supporting the competition included Worth, Morelli, GTG, and Carolina. In addition, the auto skills stand at the Skills Show featured vehicles kindly provided by VW, Kia, Jaguar Land Rover, and Toyota. The 2014 Outstanding Achievers Awards was held at the Heritage Motor Centre in Warwickshire. His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent, who is patron of the IMI Group, as you all know, attended the event and presented the awards. As part of our continued efforts to showcase high standards in the sector, the IMI presented several industry colleagues with awards at this year's annual dinner to recognise outstanding contribution to the sector. This year's prestigious Sue Brownson Award for Outstanding Leadership in the Motor Industry went to Joe Greenwell CBE, Chairman of the RAC Foundation and CEO of the Automotive Investment Organisation, for his outstanding commitment to the industry's advancement. Last year's winner, Lord March, was awarded a prestigious honorary fellowship of the IMI, along with Eddie Hawthorne, Group Managing Director of Arnold Clark. So that concludes the summary here today. If you've not already seen the annual report or would like any further information, please contact the communications team at the IMI or visit the IMI website where you can download a copy. Thank you very much indeed.